What is going on, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. It's the AussieHardlife here with a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds video. Today we'll be looking at PUBG benchmarks for the default graphics settings. Today I will be benchmarking 3 of the 5 presets: very low, medium, and then ultra. The game is quite buggy at the current state, and knowing the right settings is very important to getting a chicken dinner. But without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, on screen now we can see the computer which I benchmarked the games with. It's rocking a GTX 1060 6GB variant, Intel Core i5 clocked at 3.2 GHz, and 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM clocked at a slower speed of 2133 MHz. Keeping that in mind, let's get into the first benchmark. Very low was my favourite of the graphical presets. I found that I could maintain an FPS around the 100 range, however I suffered a lot of aliasing in the game, which made seeing targets much harder than it would have been on higher settings. Even though I had a high FPS, I was crippled by the horrible aliasing and muddy textures, which caused me to mistake an enemy for terrain multiple times during testing. During the benchmark, I hit a minimum FPS of 83 and a max of 112, with 99 FPS being a very acceptable average. Medium was a good middle ground between the horrible looks of the very low preset to the tragic frame rate of the ultra benchmark. The map still looks very good from dropping from the plane, and all of the game textures loaded in fine. During the benchmark, the game didn't drop below 60 FPS once, and kept a respectable 84 FPS average, 91 FPS high, and only a 71 FPS low, which is definitely high enough to play the game competitively. My only complaint was that the game seemed dark, with the shadows set to medium. Finally, the ultra settings. I suggest that if you're going to go with the ultra setting preset on your game, don't, as the game devs haven't optimized it nearly as well as the high settings, and the difference is so marginal I had difficulty spotting it in game. In the end, it isn't graphics you want from this game, it's FPS. Even though the game looks extremely pretty as I drop from the plane towards a school, the increase in graphical fidelity is not worth the decrease in frames for me, unless you have an extremely high-end card such as a 1080 Ti or one of the new AMD Radeon Vega cards. This is a very good looking game in ultra settings, but for me it's just not worth the FPS drop, as I averaged only 40 FPS and hit a minimum of 16. I mean, at least I know what it's like playing on consoles, but it wasn't a very fun experience at all, and I still have flashbacks to the coma-inducing frame rates. To me, the graphical presets are not worth using, and I would not recommend them to anyone, as you should change your graphics before you play to a more competitive setting to increase your chances of winning a chicken dinner. I will be out shortly on a video for competitive settings in PUBG, but until then I would like to thank everyone for watching and wish them a good day. Maybe comment below your competitive settings for PUBG in the comments below, but until next time, cheers, Aussie Hard Life.